Narada Muni is giving this advice on how to explain this whole world is non-different from Krishna. What our entire manifestation, all the material manifestation, how it is non-different from Krishna. And the next thing is that he was telling you please explain the glories of the transcendental, describe the transcendental pastimes of the Lord more vividly. The two words which we focused on, Abhyudayaha, Adhiganyatam. Abhyudaya is a very interesting word. We saw how Krishna's pastimes are not enacted. He is not taking birth fresh and he is enacting. I mean, he is doing a pastime just temporarily, but they are always happening. It is just that it is manifest. Is manifesting to us at some point. So it's Udaya. Like sun is not born one day and dies when it is setting. It is just appearing in another place. So when the Lord is manifesting himself in this world, he is explaining, he is revealing some pastimes to us, which are always happening. So there is, in other words, we should understand that there is no, like a certain time it began and certain time it ends. That kind of a concept doesn't apply to Krishna's pastimes at all. In other words, they are not controlled by time. Krishna's pastimes are controlled by his own sweet free will, of course, but they are controlled by Yogamaya in the sense that his various shaktis they enact to they act in a certain way to uh, 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 bring the different flavors of his service to different devotees, or for him to accept the different services. For example, we saw that like when Krishna is playing with his friends in the forest. That is one way he is actually he is actually revealing his love for his Gopa friends and the calves and etc. But he should also please his mother and other gopis who have lovingly given him prasadam. So somewhere some energy should come and create that hunger in him and the friends. That is where the Yoga Maya comes into play. In order to do that, they have to bring in this Agasura. You see, so everything about Krishna's activities, pastimes, etc., they are all enacted by the Yoga Maya and her assisting Shaktis, basically. So that is why it's Abhyudaya. And Adhiganyatam means we said like more deeply, Gehra, we say, no, it's like in a like or go deep into the ocean. Only then you can get the pearls and rare gems. Like that, you have to really dig deep and see why Krishna is doing certain things. For example, when we are in the regular sequence, we are reading the Maushala Leela. So always people will have this question that Yadvas are so pure devotees. How can they just fight with each other and kill themselves, kill each other? This question people will ask. And they will say, see, it's like a normal person. You are only glorifying Krishna, Supreme Lord, and all. He is not able to prevent his own people from dying and fighting with each other. So like that, and all people can question, challenge the say, especially about the Yadus, Vrishnis, and all that. So how do we answer them? That is where we should go deep and have full faith in Krishna and our acharyas as to how they revealed this whole pastime. I was reading those few things also. It was very nice, really, how mm, uh, our acharyas have revealed the beautiful reason why Krishna is enacting this pastime. In fact, it has his approval. Only by his approval, this whole thing happened. And these are things where we have to understand the entire pastime with a pure heart. We can't with doubts we cannot approach. Doubts means faithless doubts. Doubts in order to improve our faith is welcome, but challenging in a very faithless way, if we are having some doubts, just to have this satisfaction of questioning somebody or challenging somebody, not with the interest of knowing why certain things have happened, why, what is the plan behind that. If we don't have that attitude, then very soon we lose our faith in scriptures and these pastimes, and eventually in Krishna also. That is why this is very important thing to note. And so these two words, Abhyudaya and Adhiganyatam, Ganya Gana, we said, no, like it's very heavy and very deep. So that's why every time we read, we get newer and newer things are revealed to us. Okay, with this we'll go to the verse number 22 now. Here again, this is the last verse Narada Muni is going to speak before he is going to share his previous life, that is this experience. So this particular verse has a nice connection with the later part. After the story, he will reveal one more verse. We'll come there eventually, but we will read this verse now. Who wants to sing this verse? Very beautiful verse. And the purport and
can I try, Prabhu?
Yes, no, please.
Idam hi pumsa tapasa shritasya va svitasya suktasya cha buddhi
Swishtasya.
dattay
Swishtasya suktasya.
suktasya cha buddhi dattayoh avichutorataha.
Artha. See, it's avichuto artha it is, but when the apostrophe is there, if you're reading from the English, no? Avichutortaha. Wherever apostrophe is there, you mix the two words together. Assume that the apostrophe is not there and it's a one word. Then you will read it as Avichutortaha Kavibi Nirupito.
Avichutortaha Kavibi Nirupito Yaduttama Shloka Gunanu Varnanam.
Very beautiful. What word we can read?
Idam, this. He, certainly. Pumsaha, of everyone. Tapasaha, by dint of austerities. Shrutasya, by dint of study of the Vedas. Va, or. Twishtasya, sacrifice. Suktasya, spiritual education. Cha, and. Buddhi, culture of knowledge. Dattayoh, charity. Avichuttaha,
Avichuta.
Avichuta, infallible.
Chutaha means fallible. Achuta or avichuta means infallible.
Arthaha, interest. Kavibihi, by the recognized learned person. Nirupitaha, concluded. Yat, what? Uttama Shloka, the Lord who is described by choice poetry. Guna Anuvarnanam, description of the transcendental qualities of.
Let's read the translation.
Learned circles have positively concluded that the infallible purpose of the advancement of knowledge, namely austerities, study of the Vedas, sacrifice, chanting of hymns and charity, culminates in the transcendental description of the Lord, who is defined in choice poetry.
So culminate means either we should take it as whatever the austerity study, Vedic study, everything, it should eventually lead to Vedasya Sarve Rahameva Vedyo. That you have to, we have to start releasing the transcendental descriptions of the Lord. So anyone who is taking to Krishna Katha, Bhagavatam, enjoying his transcendental growth is like relishing it and describing it also, means that all these things have already been done. That is why anybody who has taken to the chanting, relishing the chanting of the holy names, and anybody who has taken to enjoying the glories, enjoying studying Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, all the Shastras, etc., it means that, which has the translated descriptions of the Lord, it means they've already done all these things. So they don't have to do them all again. That's how it is concluded. So let's read the purport. Now what he is, so ideally what Narada Muni is telling is that he explains the glories of the importance or significance of the glories and descriptions of the Lord. How to, describing the glories of the Lord. And he's saying how even that is now the pure devotional service can actually start. The whole process of pure devotional service will start when we start hearing and relishing and then again narrating the glories of the Lord. As explained the various, like now what we are reading is nothing but an anga of pure devotional service. How purely we are doing, that is different, but the process is part of the pure devotional service that we are talking about. So let's read the purport, how Narada Muni is revealing this. Anybody want to read the first paragraph?
May I read, Prabhuji? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Sadhguru. For some days you are missing.
Yeah, Prabhu. I went
busy,
for
Prabhu?
Vrindavan Yatra, Prabhu.
No,
I went for
okay. You
Vrindavan
went to
Yatra.
Vrindavan Yatra.
Yes, Prabhu. Day before
Okay.
yesterday only we returned back. Yeah, Chennai
Okay.
people hosted by His Grace Amardas Prabhu and Sukati
I
Mataji.
saw some of the status things. Some I saw they are pretty of Vrindavan, so you went along with them. Nice.
Yes, Prabhu.
So this Dasara
Thank
time
you.
only people can go for it, So they are. It's good to see people going there, and I know some of them are already there also. It's nice.
Yeah.
I see Sarojini Mataji also. Did she also come with you?
Yes, her family
Prabhu.
came along with me, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Oh, Mataji is here.
That's it. See, I saw you both, and so okay, Chennai is back.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Human intellect is developed for advancement of learning in art, science, philosophy, physics, chemistry, psychology, economics, politics, etc. By culture of such knowledge, the human society can attain perfection of life. This perfection of life culminates in the realization of Supreme Being Vishnu. The Shruti therefore directs that those who are actually advanced in learning should aspire for the service of Lord Vishnu. Unfortunately, persons who are enamored by the external beauty of Vishnu Maya.
No, one second, Prabhu. 1 second. Now the Shruti therefore directs this that those who are actually advanced in learning should aspire for the service of Lord Vishnu. Can you find out which one is that? Which one must be that? Which one might be that? Let's try to understand. Which one might be that one which Krishna Prabhupada is saying?
Talking about the service.
You're talking about the Vedanta Sutra. Yeah, Shruti means basically is talking about the Vedanta Sutra. Vedas, Vedanta Sutra, etc. So which one in Vedanta Sutra might come close to this?
Janmadasya.
Janmadasya Yataha means everything is coming from that. All creation, maintenance, everything is coming from. That is one sutra. What is the other thing that might come close to this? Prabhupada's, because I was enamored by Prabhupada's, what do you call? Explanation of that particular sutra. I think that one should come. The one that comes close to this is Tattva Brahma Jignasa. If we have to say Vedanta Sutra as the primary thing, as what he is referring to. Because Atato Brahma Jignasa means that inquiry into the absolute. That's now that you have taken the human form of life in which you can you have the extra what do you call extra capacity to think, learn, whatever, and serve others. So Brahma Jignasa means it's actually service to. Brahma Jignasa means you are actually doing inquisitive inquiring into the absolute truth. Simply inquiring and leaving it is not complete, isn't it? Suppose you are inquiring about okay, what is the price of gold? You are inquiring about it. If you don't buy that gold, then what is it doesn't complete now. Suppose you are inquiring about the gold and they say that hey, today there's some good offer is there. If I don't go and buy that gold, then it will not be of any use, right? The whole thing is complete only when you buy that gold and I don't know, maybe make some gel or something out of it, and then when people wear it in hand, finger, whatever, ears, whatever, then it achieves its purpose, isn't it? It is able to, that gold is serving us. That service is complete only then. So like that, this inquisitiveness is not, it's not enough to just inquire and then leave it. After inquiring, we have to, okay, now I learned now, what should I do now? I should do the service. Our Arjuna also learned the whole Bhagavad Gita. He kept on asking questions, everything. But in the end, what Krishna said? Wow, when did he become happy? When Arjuna said Karishya Vasanam Tava, when he actually did the service. So a culmination of the whole thing is service. So that is why I am amazed to see this, how, if at all I am not wrong, I see that, I mean, I don't know all the aphorisms. Maybe there might be some more direct sutras. I don't know, we'll have to find out. But the ones which Prabhupada had often quoted are these, Tato Brahma Jignasa, Janma Jasya Tapa. In some places, very really rarely he quotes Tattvamasi thing, because that is usually used in the impersonal way also many times. So it doesn't usually quote it all the time. So these are the few ones which he had used, though there are many more of them, the sutras are there. The Shruti therefore directs that those who are actually advanced in learning, we have come to that, advanced means we have come to that human platform where we are inquiring about what is my, why am I here, what am I supposed to do, where am I going, what is this world about? All these are inquisitives. When you are inquiring, then what happens? When you are inquiring, then the next thing is when you know about it and you have to act on it. And that is when the service is done. Basically, when you inquire about Krishna, you start doing the that inquiry turns into service. When we know the glories, when we hear his pastimes, how the devotees are by service, they are able to enjoy his association, and then their transformation of behavior. Then they are going to the highest form of ecstasy. All those things when we hear, we also aspire to become like that. Then we start doing the service of Bhagavan. Now this hearing is also service. When we speak, that is also service, isn't it? And when we think over it, that is also service. So this is how it culminates in the service. The learning should aspire for the service of Lord Vishnu. I think that this is where I see the marvel of Prabhupada's writings. I mean to say, until I read this line, I never thought Atato Brahma Jignasa can be explained in this way. This is his genius, I would say. Prabhupada's genius it is. Because if we simply just see Atata Brahma Jignasa independently and see this statement independently. Okay. Does Atata Brahma Jignasa, in our direct understanding, make us realize anything about service to Krishna? If I simply hear that Atata Brahma Jignasa, it sounds very dry, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes,
I
Prabhu.
mean, without
Yes, Prabhu.
bringing the service part, without bringing the our advanced and learning part. Athato, normally we say atha, atha. There are two. That's why, therefore. That atha word has two meanings. One is that's why, another is therefore. You have come so many 84 lakh species of yonis you have gone. That's why. And now you have gone to come to the human form. Therefore. Both are included in that. That's why two athas are used there. Otherwise, it would be Atha Brahma Jignasa. Atha Brahma Jignasa. The two times it is used. So then you mean to say that You've gone through so many different yonis, struggling through that, and you've come to a place where very limited time it is. Very limited time period within which our senses are also working very limited, and that senses also, even while working, it is distracted everywhere. How much we can really do? How much of really we can, Krishna consciousness we can do really? How much of inquisitiveness we can do really? So when we realize that limited time that we have, then we will try to utilize every moment of it as much as possible. That is why this advance in learning is one who realizes the importance of time or the limited availability of time should aspire for the service of Lord Vishnu, because it's the in so many millions of yonis we have just got this thing, very rare thing that we got, and that also is very short time period. Why should I leave that service? Why would I waste that time in unwanted things or ephemeral things which are of no use? So that's why I am really amazed by this. And the moment, if Prabhupada had not used this word Shruti here, I would have never been able to connect those two, the Atata Brahma Jigyasa and this. I'm telling you honestly. Because in Bhagavatam you may find these many verses like this, but in Shruti, finding a verse, I mean, that interpretation that Prabhupada has given, that commentary that Prabhupada has given for this aphorism, I'm trying to find if there are any other direct ones also there, but if it's not there, the only thing that comes closest in meaning is Atata Brahma Jigyasa. Amazing, really, Prabhupada. Okay, let's go further.
Yeah, sure, Prabhuji. Unfortunately, persons who are enamored by the external beauty of Vishnu Maya do not understand that culmination of perfection or self-realization depends on Vishnu.
See, now this is another
Vishnu
beautiful
Maya.
thing. One minute. Now, Prabhupada is saying Vishnu Maya, the external beauty of Vishnu Maya, external beauty means external energy. Do not understand that culmination of perfection or self-realization depends on Vishnu. Now this culmination is the important thing we should achieve in this life, and that also depends on Vishnu. Service to Vishnu should aspire for the service of Lord Vishnu. Eventually, sanction of that service also depends on Vishnu. And that depends again on how much sincerity we are showing, how much of intent we are showing in serving Krishna. Now, that is one point here. See, every line is so beautiful here. Now, enamored by the external beauty of Vishnu Maya, do not understand that culmination of perfection of self-realization depends on Vishnu. Beautiful here. Beautiful line this is. I will come to that again, what I was thinking about it, but let's continue reading because Prabhupada is talking further about Vishnu Maya again.
Yeah. Vishnu Maya means sense enjoyment, which is transient and miserable. Those who are entrapped by Vishnu Maya utilize advancement of knowledge for sense enjoyment. Sri Narada Muni has explained that all paraphernalia of the cosmic universe is but an emanation from the Lord out of his different energies, because the Lord has set in motion by his inconceivable energy the actions and the reactions of the created manifestation. They have come to be out of his energy, they rest on his energy, and after annihilation they merged into him. Nothing is therefore different from him, but at the same time, the Lord is always different from them.
So for this last line only, if you remember, we discussed this tree example, the tree, leaves, branches example from the previous verses. Remember? I think Gaurav Prabhu was reading it. 2 days ago, we were reading it. And the limbs of the body and the whole body and the examples. Okay. Now, those who are entrapped by Vishnu Maya utilize advancement of knowledge for sense enjoyment. So here, advancement of knowledge Prabhupada lists an entire list of things like art, science, philosophy, physics, chemistry, physics, psychology, etc., etc. Each of these they are all areas of knowledge only. All of these are areas of knowledge. But if we are using that the different areas of knowledge for our sense enjoyment only, they are of no use. That is the important point he is trying to bring here. Those who are entrapped in Vishnu Maya utilize advancement of knowledge for sense. That it's useless waste of time it is, if it is ultimately applied in sense enjoyment. But the same thing, like last few days ago, one day I was talking to someone who, who was serving, one of our devotee friends in Bangalore, from Kanchana Baba Fitri. She is a dentist and they have hospitals and all that. They are they're doing some nice service. And she was in anxiety for quite some things, and we were just talking about generally about it and all that. But they're doing quite all right. But of late, this only Jayapatak Maharaj is there in Bangalore for some time, since a month or so. And one fine day, right in the middle of the night at 12 o'clock, after midnight, I was not sleeping, but she just sent a photo that I am in complete bliss today, Prabhu. Whole day I was serving Maharaj. Maharaj went to the hospital and whole day they were taking all tests and everything. So she ended up doing service to Maharaj from her, basically lab tests and all those different things. So, she said, I've never had this all these days like that. And now last 2-3 weeks, she's pretty much every day she's engaged inside. Maharaj is actually admitted in another hospital there in Bangalore. But because she has been involved in the medical thing and all that, so she has been also giving service. So I was telling her that when we are some service or some skills which we have, if through that service, if we are able to serve our devotees, Krishna and all, some service we are engaged in it, some service which we naturally it is coming to us basically, right? Somebody will have naturally, cooking will come naturally for them, for some speaking will come naturally for them, for singing, dancing, whatever it is. So in all these arts and skills, whatever we have, if we are able to serve Krishna and his devotees, that is the greatest bliss you will get. We will all have some skills, something, writing, something. It need not be that, that person is also doing the same thing I am also doing, but I am not serving like that person. No. For us, like yesterday, Shiva Prabhu asked a beautiful question offline after the discussion was over. He was telling to Shiva Prabhu, you want to repeat that about that appraisal thing that you said?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, 1
Can
second.
share with the devotees here. Yeah, because that's a nice realization you get. Yeah.
1 second, just be online.
You can just tell. Prabhu said the one nice difference between here and spiritual world is that here there is appraisal system is there, but Krishna does not have appraisal system. So what is that, Prabhu? That's what you said, right?
Okay, yes, I'm just reading out. Krishna didn't have any appraisal process for performance. The reason for this is because we have to continue our services and keep refining our services unlimitedly. This is because Krishna has unlimited activities, pastimes, and hence our services are also unlimited to enjoy the taste of being surrendered. If he brings appraisal process, then we stop once he becomes happy for once. Example, Narada Muni was not offered second time darshan, but once he kept serving the Lord, he accepted him as Guru. So that means as a Guru, he also had unlimited services for the devotee.
That's nice. So, but what was our exchange?
Oh, you said, however, Krishna does have his own appraisal process, but the way he does is different. So what you said, one important difference between the Krishna's appraisal and others' appraisal is that there is no comparison between one jiva and the other jiva. One jiva is compared against Krishna himself only.
No, one jiva is one jiva is compared against himself only by Krishna.
Yes, yes.
Right? Whatever we are doing is compared against ourselves, not with some other person's devotees or some other jiva. That is not how Krishna compares it. So, but he does have an appraisal system. Because if there is no appraisal system, I mean to say check and balance and appraisal. Otherwise, we will just sleep and say, okay, after 100 lifetimes, 1000 lifetimes also I can do.
So no bell curve,
And-
Prabhuji, right?
Sorry?
No bell curve.
No bell curve, because no limitation in the number of what is that they give, number 1, 2, 3, 4 or whatever. No, there is no
yeah.
limitation on how many ones you can give, how many twos you can give. Right?
Prabhuji, one more thing is we are bringing here that Krishna is always perfect. So that's what we are trying to bring in our conversation.
The one who is appraising us himself is appraised, but here the one who is appraising us, Krishna, is not appraised. Isn't it? So let's read this further. We were talking about that point anyway. It just came to my mind. So let's read the purport further.
Yeah, sure, Prabhuji. When advancement of knowledge is applied in the service of the Lord, the whole process becomes absolute.
Yeah, this is the thing. When your advancement of knowledge knowledge means any kind of knowledge. Even if you put Rangoli, that is also knowledge. You don't. The problem with us is that we classify certain things as better knowledge, certain things as inferior knowledge. You see, that is wrong. That is completely wrong. See, I'm telling you, while I'm talking, there is one of my godbrothers in Delhi, in Ghaziabad. Their daughter, she is very intelligent. She was learning some psychology, something, doing her PhD and all those things she's doing. But somewhere she got into this YouTube and found this, what do you call that? Crochet. Crochet, they say, no? Making different items, the threads. So she is, so naturally it came to her that within 1-2 years, she has become an entrepreneur and now she is going international. Like, I mean, through Instagram only she is selling and she's making such nice business, and she has now a team also who is working for her. She's hardly 25 years old. And nowadays, I mean, this is also advancement of knowledge, I mean to say. It's not that I'm a very expert in maths, only then you are saying, no. Somebody might be, there are so many fields of knowledge. So in this knowledge, when we are really dedicated to that knowledge, then when we use that knowledge to serve Krishna, that is when the whole process itself becomes absolute. See, when advancement of knowledge is applied in the service of the Lord, the whole process becomes absolute. Now, what it means here is that from the day we start learning, say, suppose I was telling you about this. Take one example of, say, suppose cooking. Somebody is starting to learn. Initially, they are not able to learn, but they're just trying their different things, and then slowly they become all right. They are able to cook on their own. Then they become expert in their. Then they were able to serve so many people in the process. And beyond that, then they become completely. Now they are able to teach to others also how to cook, etc., etc. Now the whole process becomes absolute. From the day they started learning till the point of their perfection and continuing to serve, the entire that thing becomes perfect. We see the beauty here. It's not only when you are mature. Krishna is not taking only that mature thing that we are doing. Right from the starting day of the struggle, no? From that day till the day of perfection, the entire set of the activity, the process, then the days that we spend, the time we spend, the money we spend, whatever thinking we did, everything becomes absolute. Such a beautiful revelation here. That's why I was telling you that this, don't never ever think that somebody is saying something here. I don't know who is MP Hare Krishna. You know who is this devotee? MP Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Gary, who is that? Oh, Meenakshi Mataji. Is that our Meenakshi Mataji? Why did you change your name? Oh, Meenakshi Preetham. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. You're okay? You're all right? We missed you for a long time.
Yeah, even I am missing the association with it.
Okay. Vibhishana use his knowledge for service. Okay. Well, Ravana is knowledge for self-indulgence and destruction. Yes. Really, that's true. Mataji. Beautiful. So let's read further. Now see how beautiful this line is revealing to us. The entire process becomes absolute. Means absolute means offered in the service of Krishna. You know, absolute, anything that is considered absolute means it becomes Krishnaized. Anything that is absolute means it is Krishnaized. It is offered to Krishna. Like that, Maharaj used to give a beautiful example, which is very, very encouraging. You know, he would say that once you go to the temple, somebody wants to go to the temple, say they want to go to say Vrindavan, Tirupati, or whatever. You know. So they will be planning for it. Suppose going to Tirupati, we need plan definitely. You have to get the online tickets, then you have to plan for it, then you have to book the public transportation or whatever you have to go by. Then you have to book a room. Then you have to think of what time I have to go there for the darshan. Then when you go there, you will see some paraphernalia in the shopping. You will then think, oh, for this devotee, I have to get this, that. Some things you will be thinking of, and then collect something, prasadam, and all these things. You will collect from there for devotees back home. And then you go and stand in the queue. Then when you go take darshan of the Lord, take people this thing, the pond there, no? Then you come out. Maharaj used to say that normally what we think is that our devotional service is only that period where we take darshan of the Lord and come back. But what he would say is that no, from the moment you started planning, when the desire was sown in your heart, from that point till your return, because your return also you'll be thinking about the experience, you have some peace of mind. The entire journey is devotional service. We have to understand that. We have to encourage others also this way. Like the not last year, this year only, in April, we went to Jaipur and Karoli, Jaipur and all. Our devotees so nicely, we had 2-3 vehicles in which devotees are going. So many arrangements are made. And when coming back also, when going also, there was so much kirtan. When coming back also, so much kirtan. It was such an amazing experience. So the entire process of going, taking darshan and having nice everything and next everything that we are planning, it's all Krishnaized. Everything is absolute. So to anybody, I'm just saying the statement and my phone is showing Radha Gopinath, the picture which I took in the April Sanskriti Prabhu. You remember the morning, just did you see this picture of Shankarpati Prabhu? You remember our Mangalati Darshan?
Yes, Prabhu.
Radha Gopinath had a transcendental coat in the morning, remember? Just a minute. I don't know, I can it just comes. I don't know how it is changing the thing. It is showing Govardhan and everything in the flow automatically. So it's clear that that experience was nice, no? So what I mean to say is the entire process is absolute.
Prabhu, your voice is breaking. Is it for all or for me only?
It's breaking, Prabhuji. We are not.
Sorry.
Yeah, it is breaking.
No, sorry, there is
Yeah, now.
There is a break in the internet, so I hope you are able to hear me.
Yes, Prabhuji, now we
Am I
are.
audible?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes,
So
Prabhu.
let's see, all these are little things which we can understand from our Krishna is reciprocating pretty much, that's all. So everything becomes Krishnaized. Our activity is also Krishnaized. The reciprocation is also from Krishna. It is also, I mean, making us remember Krishna. Okay. So this first line is really beautiful. I don't think I will allow Hari Prasad Prabhu to complete this part today. Every line is so sweet. What can I do, Prabhu?
Yeah.
Prabhuji, one point here, Prabhuji, as you,
Yes.
if we take this example that before going yatra, our preparation starts lot early, and it is included in the everything becomes absolute. And as you said that as we are having attitude, Krishna reciprocates accordingly. Now, in our case, what happens then when yatra comes? I am talking about what is practical situation presently. When yatra comes, our consciousness is more on preparing for yatra, means
Accounts and everything.
reading our dress or shopping for yatra new dress or something like that. So that time the conscious is not that Vrindavan yatra conscious, but it is just
No. That's what we are doing wrong. Whether you are talking about how many people are given Lakshmi, how many more to give, and this first thing to take care, that to take care, prasadam has to be arranged, this thing, dress have to be packed. Everything is included in devotional service by Krishna. As long as it is not for our show off. Like, see, suppose I don't know. I know definitely some will ask this question that like if I'm doing this also in between, in this also, if I want sense enjoyment, then that may be that will not give us that pressure. Like, you may want to have dress and everything, that is fine. But then if the idea is that, I have to look handsome, beautiful, in front of everybody, or I say, I have to talk, I have to plan for this prasadam. I know sometimes devotees from south, they go to Vrindavan, they will not get their idli dosas, or the curd rice basically. There is no concept of curd rice in Vrindavan. So I remember sometimes devotees go there. The first thing they will be worried about is, what will happen if curd rice is not there? So these kind of thoughts, if it there, then we have to remove those weeds. If they are weeds, because we have to have faith in Krishna. We have to give up something for the sake of Krishna, right? If you are so much attached to curd rice, give up curd rice for some days and see and realize or experience Krishna's protection. If I see that curd rice is protecting me more than Krishna, then I don't have to go all the way to Vrindavan to have curd rice. I can also have it in Chennai only. Isn't it? So these are some of the weed thoughts, I would say, like weeds which have to be removed. So we cannot say, but the thing is, for beginners, in order to encourage them, Maharaj used to say that if somebody is coming to the temple, don't ask them that, okay, so you will enjoy everywhere and come during prasadam only, something like that. But if sometimes devotees ask these questions to someone who is newcomer. But they say, these people are just sense enjoyers. They'll just come for prasadam and go away. They will just go around the gift shop and go away. We don't have to. We don't have the authority to think like this at all. We should never do that. These are all presuppositions which will destroy our bhakti. So we have to be very clear about this. What I meant is, like any sincere activity that we are doing, we will not be thinking about Krishna there. But the process itself is, trying to pack these things. So it's night 12 o'clock or this thing also, then the early morning you have to do. So you are sacrificing a lot of things, and then you are doing these things for just going and coming. This whole process. So the whole thing is happening. This is only about the example of yatra, but it applies to every single activity that we do in devotion. Suppose you are preparing for the class. It's not that only for that 30-40 minutes we are sitting there and speaking, that is considered as the service, devotional service. from the point we are starting to think, we start preparing for it notes, and then we are talking to somebody and are searching every somewhere to connect. And all these are included in the service of giving class. So it all begins from our meditation. So we start with that meditation. I have to do this nicely for Krishna, to reduce pressure for everybody's well-being. Everything that we are doing that service, then the whole thing becomes absolute Krishna. Or if I say, oh, I have to serve Krishna nicely for his pleasure, then that service becomes Krishnaized. Is that helpful, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, let's continue. Hari Prasad.
Yeah, sure, Prabhuji. The personality of Godhead and his transcendental name, fame, glory, etc. are all non-different from him. Therefore, all the sages and the devotees of the Lord have recommended that subject matter of art, science, philosophy, physics, chemistry, psychology, and all other branches of knowledge should be wholly and solely applied in the service of the Lord. Art, literature, poetry, painting, etc. may be used in glorifying the Lord. The fiction writers, poets, and celebrated literatures are generally engaged in writing of sensuous subjects. But if they turn towards the service of the Lord, they can describe the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. Valmiki was a great poet, and similarly, Vyasadeva is a great writer, and both of them have absolutely engaged themselves in delineating the transcendental activities of the Lord, and by doing so, have become immortal.
See, such a beautiful line, no? Such a beautiful line here. Both of them absolutely engaged themselves in delineating the transcendental activities of the Lord. Delineating is a very interesting word. Delineating means explaining, making it more clear, vividly. No, by doing so, they have become immortal. What an amazing word that Prabhupada is saying here. Their words, now we are reading, now Vyasadeva is alive in his writing. This when we are reading here, he is alive. Prabhupada is alive in these words. By writing these commentaries, Prabhupada has become immortal. His writings, and every time we read each and every line, we are thanking Prabhupada, we are thinking of Prabhupada, and we are thanking him also, right? We are grateful to him. Our gratitude is more and more and more. People are coming by studying his books seriously, by just receiving his books. How amazing this line is. They have become immortal. So we can also become immortal by offering our service completely in the service of Krishna. Okay, let's read further.
Similarly, science and philosophy also should be applied in the service of the Lord. There is no use presenting dry speculative theories for sense gratification. Philosophy and science should be engaged to establish the glory of the Lord.
Sorry, Prabhu.
Advanced people. Yeah.
Shiva Prabhu, I see you raise your hand before anything you wanted to share about question?
Yes, Prabhuji. So what I think is Krishna is the expert in all of these arts and sciences, whatever Prabhupada is listing, and I mean even more than that. But he is still gracious to put some portion of skill in each of us so that we can survive ourselves and also use that to glorify the Lord and take his service.
Yeah. True, very true. He's so he is so merciful. That's a nice realization for him. Thank you for that. Beautiful realization. And that's what we should also do. And we also become more and more mature and perfect in our service. We would want to let everyone become equal or even greater than us. Like how Narada Muni, he wanted all his disciples to be greater than him in devotion. And he was so happy when they were doing amazing service, like Dhruva, Pranad, and he was so transcendently proud, whenever he could appreciate, whenever could see them, achieving perfection in their devotion.
Prabhuji, one corollary is that no jiva should think that they don't have any service for Krishna.
Exactly.
Krishna has given something,
Ample service for
and they should
everybody.
utilize it. Yes,
Yes.
Prabhuji. Yes.
When somebody is thinking that they don't have service, it means that they it only means that they want to serve themselves,
don't
not
want
to
to do
serve
that.
Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji.
There is enough service Krishna has given to serve him. But for us serving ourselves, there is none. It is very limited. So it also means I'm just choosing services. Like, oh, this service will give me more appreciation. That service give me more name and fame. This service will give me followers. Like that, I will choose services like this. Why I'm not getting in that? Why that person is getting more glories? I'm not getting in this service. There is partiality. All these things happen because of our it's self-centered. It's a self-centering propensity, even in devotional services, right? So that's okay. Let's read further.
Yeah. Advanced people are eager to understand the absolute truth through the medium of science, and therefore a great scientist should endeavor to prove the existence of the Lord on a scientific basis.
See, this is such an
Similarly-
amazing thing, isn't it? Many times people say that Prabhupada is against scientists, Prabhupada is against science and this and that. But you see, Prabhupada was never against scientists. In fact, he wanted BI Bhaktivedanta Institute to be the wing of scientific researchers. He said we have to spend so much Lakshmi on establishing this. Why would he do that? Bhaktivedanta Research Center, Bhaktivedanta Institute, all those things. Why it is there? Because he's saying a great scientist should endeavor to prove the existence of the Lord on a scientific basis. He was very happy to see Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaja. When he was having all these conferences to establish the supremacy of the Lord through the scientific things, Sadapata Prabhu, all of them, he was really proud. In his last days, he specifically brought Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj into in the Juhu Pantal programs, where that was his last mass initiation, I think, before going to Vrindavan for his final winding and pastimes. There, he called Bhakti Swarup Maharaj into the stage, and he glorified him so much. So Prabhupada was never against science. He said, use the science to prove Krishna and glorify Krishna. Anantarupa Prabhu, sorry, you raised your hand. Krishna.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, Prabhu. Now we can hear it.
Yes. Today is the disappearance day of Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj incident.
Is it? Is
Yes,
it?
yes.
This
Yes,
is
yes.
no accident at all.
Haribol, Haribol,
There is
Haribol.
no accident at all. You know, it's definitely it is Krishna's arrangement. It's such an amazing thing. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much for revealing that. Such a beautiful samadhi is there in Radhapur.
Yes.
Such a beautiful thing. Did you go there, Hariprasad Prabhu?
No, Prabhuji. So Mataji advised to go only the Kund, and then we left. It was late in the
Oh, it
morning.
must have been pretty late. Okay. Because it's a beautiful
Yeah.
Radha Gopal temple, and behind that we will have Maharaj Samadhi.
Okay.
That's nice place.
Sure, next time
Okay.
I'll visit and I'll try to see that, Prabhu.
Glories to Maharaj for the amazing thing that which he did. You know, even now is some of those books. I used to be there. Those books used to be my what you call weapons in my early days in colleges. You know, college and immediately after college and all. What is it, Doctor Todar Singh? What was the full name? I forgot. Start with T.
TD Singh.
TD Singh, Todar Mal something, Damodar Singh, something is his name. We used to have those books. I used to carry with me whenever people challenge me with science against science. I will show them these books and I will tell him read this book, then you will understand. I will not understand everything. Sometimes it will be complicated, but you'll say you are more intelligent. No, you read from this book and you understand. I will just give the. Thank you, Prabhu. It's really nice of you. I totally I didn't realize that was today.
Okay.
Nice. Okay, let's continue. So too many
Yeah.
things are happening
Similarly,
today. This is talking about Jaipur and Radha Gopinath is coming on the screen. Talking about Govardhan and is coming on the screen. Then interesting. Okay,
they're
let's read
happy with
further.
your service, Prabhuji. They're happy, it seems,
No,
to
no,
give service with all of us.
all of our it's a this is a group service. It is. Let's read further.
Yeah. Similarly, philosophical speculations should be utilized to establish the supreme truth as sentient and all-powerful. Similarly, all other branches of knowledge should always be engaged in the service of the Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita also, the same is affirmed. All knowledge not engaged in the service of the Lord is but nescience. Real utilization of advanced knowledge is to establish the glories of the Lord, and that is the real import.
So which Bhagavad Gita verse is affirming this statement?
As it is. Bhagavad Gita as it is.
Sorry?
Bhagavad Gita as it is by Srila Prabhupada.
No. I'm asking the verse. In the Bhagavad Gita, also the same is affirmed. Which verse? All other branches of knowledge should always be engaged in the service of the Lord.
Yat karosi, yat juhosi. Is that the one?
Well, knowledge is not specifically, of course, everything what you are doing, but here specifically talking about knowledge. I can think of two slokas. One is Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanavan Man Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Some Mahatma Sudurlabha. That one who is a Jnanavan after so many lifetimes is might be searching everywhere, but then finally is realizing that everything is Krishna. That is and surrendering. That is one thing. And another verse is Vedesha Sarve Rahamaiva Vedya. All the Vedic, whatever you may be serving in the Vedas is not only the four Vedas. All these other branches of knowledge also should be considered as part of Vedas only. Coming from there only anyway. Veda means knowledge. So in all of these things, at the end of the day, purpose is to serve Krishna. Purpose of knowledge is to accept that Krishna is only there in every part of Vedas. So the purpose of Vedas is to serve the one who is pervading through Vedas. So I can think of these two slokas, but if someone else can find out something offline, please do share. So whenever Prabhupada is saying like this, no, he is actually giving multiple different dimensions of that same Bhagavad Gita sloka, Bhagavatam sloka, Shruti, for example, the Vedanta Sutra, which there are so many meanings to this each sloka. So in Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada is given only one meaning. When he applies it in Bhagavatam, purports, that's why these commentaries are marvelous. We have to really go through them deeply, every single line, because it is giving another facet of that same verse which we never thought of, and that is specifically applicable to that connection with the verse and the discussion. You see, so try to think over these things. Do reverse engineering. When Prabhupada says in the Bhagavad Gita, it is said it is good that Prabhupada did not put any verse number there. Otherwise, you will simply go to that verse number only and I just take it and say, done with it. But when he doesn't put the verse numbers, it is even more interesting because that lets us dig through the different shlokas in Bhagavad Gita, right? So that's nice. So let's go further.
Yeah, scientific knowledge engaged in the service of the Lord, and all similar activities are all factually Hari Kirtana, or glorification of the Lord.
Prabhu, did we read this one line? All knowledge not against you.
Yeah,
You
we
missed
did.
one line.
We'll read it again.
In the
Prabhuji.
Bhagavad Gita,
We read it
read
again.
from that line in the Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah. In the Bhagavad Gita also the same is affirmed. All knowledge not engaged in the service of the Lord is but nescience.
So now any
Real
knowledge that
utilization-
somebody is learning, they become master, but it is not engaged in the service of the Lord. They don't see that as in connection with the service of the Lord. It is not, when it is not Krishnaized, it is darkness, nescience only. Ignorance only.
Yeah.
Okay, please read the next line, Prabhu.
Yeah, real utilization of advanced knowledge is to establish the glories of the Lord, and that is the real import.
Beautiful line. This
Scientific
is.
knowledge, yeah, scientific knowledge engaged in the service of the Lord, and all similar activities are all factually Hari Kirtana, or glorification of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Amazing line, no? How Prabhupada has closed this entire purport. It is Hari Kirtana. Sankirtana does not mean only singing thing alone. That is our narrow-minded thinking. That is why Prabhupada said when we had the morning walk conversations or when we had all this debate with the scientists in this morning walk and all, he said entire thing has to be. That's why entire thing has to be published. That is why they did that perfect question, perfect answers. Life comes from life. All these books were based on the conversations with Prabhupada. So that is also Hari Kirtana. And when Prabhupada was asked, oh, Prabhupada, you are discussing with these philosophers and all, he said, this is Hari Kirtana. It's all engaged, the knowledge is engaged in the service of the Lord. In other words, it is utilized to distribute the glories of the Lord. Right? That's how Narada Muni wants Vyasadeva to do. These are all the things that which he wants Vyasadeva to put in that Bhagavatam, what he is going to write. Very beautiful, these last three slokas. I wanted to share one more sloka in relation to our 17, 18, and 19th sloka, because the one where the concession sloka we talked about, right? Somebody leaving halfway and this thing. Somebody committing abominable activity in the process, etc. There's a nice, beautiful verse I found that came in 11th canto. You will read that tomorrow. Please remind me before we discuss further. You will read that sloka because it was in connection with the first three slokas. I will stop here and any questions, comments, reflections from devotees?
Prabhuji, I'll ask one question. It might be
Yes,
silly. Don't mind. Prabhuji, in the middle of the Prabhu, right, second paragraph, right? We understood like Vyasadeva is a literary incarnation of Lord, right, Prabhuji?
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Yeah. So why Prabhupada is mentioned like by doing writing service he became immortal? Since incarnation of a Lord also considered to be an immortal, or it shouldn't be considered in that way, Prabhuji?
Well, we don't have to think too much into this. What he is trying to say is that he's an empowered incarnation anyway. So by that service, he has become immortal. Valmiki, both of them, they have done it, which means anyone else also can do the similar service and become immortal. They are immortal.
So
see, it is like this, Prabhu. A person is immortal anyway, right? I mean to say, a person means, soul. Krishna soul. As a person. Krishna as a person is immortal anyway. But there is another immortality which is being immortal in the hearts of Krishna, hearts of the living entities and in this world, basically, right? There are so many who are forgotten. They are not always they are being revered, correct? But
yes,
Krishna is there always as immortal. But the fact that people are also remembering makes him immortal in their hearts. Immortal, if you understand that difference, just because people have forgotten doesn't mean that Krishna is mortal. Krishna is always immortal. But in the hearts of the people, he has become also immortal. That's what it is. He's appearing in our heart. Then does it mean that Krishna was not there at all before? Krishna is always there. You know, heart is just appearing like how the sun is appearing.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Right? Sun is always shining, but to us it is shining only at 6 o'clock. Right?
Yeah.
So Vyasadeva is always immortal, but to us he becomes immortal when we read Bhagavad.
Yeah. So we need to understand only the service perspective that we need to take away from here, right, Prabhuji? If we do the service with towards Lord, I mean for service of the Lord, then we can this soul also.
Yeah, exactly. By the service we live.
Yeah, Prabhuji.
Nice
Thank you,
question,
Prabhuji.
Nice question. Shiva Prabhu.
Prabhuji, I was about to say the same. Service to Lord Krishna is always immortal. Whether Krishna comes in a form and serves Krishna himself or we serve Krishna, it's always immortal. That service is immortal, Prabhuji.
And we become immortal through that service because that service, through that service, we are connecting with everybody, isn't it? Our relationship with others are established by the service. So now we are developing a relationship with Prabhupada, Vyasadeva, etc., Arun Sukadeva Goswami, etc. When we study Bhagavatam, because we remember them. When there is no remembrance, where is the relationship?
And apart from Krishna, nobody else can bring such a beautiful list of history.
Yeah, definitely. Very good. Another Prabhu, sorry.
Yeah, Prabhuji, when you were mentioning about the Shruti part, the Shruti therefore directs. So there is, I was trying to recollect one more shloka. So if you see Bhagavad Gita 17:24, there Srila Prabhupada in his purport talks about Rig Veda shloka, Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam. So the lotus feet of Vishnu are the supreme devotional platform. So is this also a way of saying that the Shruti directs people who are advanced in learning to aspire for the service of
in
Lord
24, no Prabhu. Om Tat Vishnoho. Yes, Paramam Padam. Lotus Vishnu is supreme devotional platform. So everything before the supreme personality of Godhead assures the perfection of all activity. Concept of. Yes, Prabhu, this also is very much connected, Prabhu. I think both of them very nicely connected. Thank you for revealing this very beautifully. Om Tat Vishnoho Paramam Padam. So you serve the lotus feet. It is ultimate means that's why saying the lotus feet of Vishnu are the supreme devotional platform.
Right.
Yeah, beautiful. Both can be connected. Nice. So first is you inquire and then you see that Supreme Lord of lotus feet of the Supreme Lord is the ultimate center of everything. Paramam Padam, ultimate goal of everybody. Then we apply everything as per for the service of Krishna. Yes.
Right. Yes.
Thank you, Prabhu. Your joining us actually has increased the depth of it, Prabhu. Please do join us as and when you can, please.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu.
It's such a nice thing, We'll continue from where we left in Bangalore and Infosys.
Yeah.
Anything else, Prabhu's, Mataji's? Okay, we'll stop here. We'll continue tomorrow also because our usual session on Wednesday will also continue. Then from tomorrow we will start First, we will discuss that one verse from 11th canto. It was told about connecting with the 16, 17, and 18, 17, 18, 19 verses. And then we will read the Muni story. The real exciting thing starts from there on. Now, so far he has talked philosophy. Now he's going to share his personal experience. So let's gear up for that. Jai Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam Jai Shri Prabhupada Jai Shri Prabhupada. I go to
Hari Hari Bol. Pasi Kripa Sindhu Pe Vacha Paditanam
Thank you
Pavane
so
Pyo
much.
Vaishnavi
Prabhu.
Pranamana.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Prabhuji.
Wish
Hare
you all
Krishna.
again.
Dandavat
Very
Pranam.
happy Dasara. Meet again soon tomorrow. Thank you.